Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope so you are fine. And you know that we was discussing about English chapter 4 Anansi and 5 class 4. In this chapter we have discussed that we have 6 characters total. First one is Anansi, second is 5 and other animals like duck, rabbit, Shiryu and Miss Frog. These all 6 characters we have discussed in this chapter. We have discussed total 5 characters, including duck, rabbit, Miss Frog. But now we have to discuss about our last topic about Shiryu. In all these 2 chapters we have discussed the Anansi's behavior and Whis behavior about Anansi and Anansi's behavior about other people, how he tricked other persons or how he tricked other people and why he tricked other persons. In previous lectures we have discussed these all steps, and we know that he didn't feel any type of bother because he think that I will become too much rich, too much easier, this is too much easier to become rich. So that is why he doesn't feel any type of bother. He know very well he doesn't have anything for his family, or don't have any food for his family or for his children, but in spite of these all problems he doesn't feel any type of bother because he think that I will be rich very soon or very easily. In all these upper paragraphs we have discussed that he tricked too many animals, like first one is the rabbit, second is the Mr. Duck, and third is Mr. Frog. And now we have discussed about the fourth animal, which is doesn't tricked by by Anansi. In upper paragraphs or in previous lectures we have discussed that many animals are tricked or fooled by Anansi, but in this paragraph we have discussed the Anansi's behavior, that Anansi doesn't feel any type of bother and he imagined what delicious foods he would find, and he did not imagine taking any to his hungry children. He will be in his daydreams, but in this paragraph all story is converted into a new step. Which type of step? Occurring sound. In this paragraph we have discussed about, now we have to discuss about fourth animal, which is don't tricked by Anansi. And you know very well, in the first lecture I told you that fourth animal is Shiryu, that is not tricked by Anansi. Occurring sound pulled Anansi out of his daydream. It was Mrs. Shiryu. In this line, they was discussing that occurring sound. Occurring mean moving hurriedly with quick short steps, like moving fastly. A synonym is hot foot and opposite is slow. Occurring sound mean a large or loud sound moving hurriedly with quick short steps. Called Anansi out of his pulled Anansi out of his daydream. Pulled mean act of pulling, or we can say that take away or take out, and its opposite is push. Occurring sound, a loud sound, or we can say that moving hurriedly with quick short steps, or hot foot sound. Take away Anansi out of his daydreams, his imaginations, his wishful thinking. For example, in this line we can say that a fast step sounds take away the Anansi from his imaginations. And it was Mrs. Shiryu. Mrs. Shiryu represents that this sound is produced by Mrs. Shiryu. This loud sound is produced by Mrs. Shiryu. On her teeny back, teeny means small, little, and opposite is large. On her teeny back, she had a huge lot of freshly made pies that she was hoping to sell. In this line, we are discussing about the Shiryu. Which type of getup of Shiryu in this line or in this paragraph? They said that on her teeny means small bag, she had a huge mean large load, weight, capacity, or we can say that its opposite is unload. She had a huge load of freshly made pies that she was hoping to sell. For example, on her teeny bag, she had a huge weight, and she was hoping to sell these old pies in the market. The load mean the weight and capacity was 3 times her size. I mean to say that the weight which she had carried is 3 times more than her size, and her face was red from the effort she was making. Effort means struggle, attempt, and its opposite is laziness. The load was too much higher than his capacity. How we convert this line into simple English? The load was 3 times mean the weight and the capacity is more than her size, and her face was red. Why her face was red? Because the load was 3 times higher than her size. That is why her face was red from the effort she was making. The effort means struggle, attempt, and its opposite is laziness. In this paragraph, we have discussed about the Mrs. Shrew, that Mrs. Shrew, when she was walking, she was producing a loud sound, and this loud sound pulled Anansi, mean take away Anansi out of his imagination. And Mrs. Shrew on her teeny bag had a great weight or more weight of freshly made pies that she was hoping to sell. The weight and the capacity was 3 times her size, and her face was red from the effort, from the struggle she was making. Oh, Lady Shrew, who called this word? Anansi. Anansi called, oh, Lady Shrew. Oh, Lady Shrew, he called this word or this sentence to call the Shrew. Oh, Lady Shrew, how nice to see you. In this line, Anansi called the health condition about Mrs. Shrew and said that, oh, Lady Shrew, how nice to see you. Sit a while and rest. Please sit a moment. Sit a moment and take a rest, because I think so you feel tired. Anansi said, I think so you feel tired and you have more weight than your size. So please wait, sit a while and rest. I need your help. I want your help to count my plants, and you can share your wisdom. Wisdom means intelligence, knowledge, and its opposite is ignorance with me. Anansi said to Mrs. Shrew that, please sit a while. I need your help. I don't know how to count these plants. Please help me to count my plants, and please share your wisdom or intelligence with me. Anansi grinned. Grin means facial expressions, like when you grind your teeth. This type of grinding. This is the facial expression. For example, draw back the teeth in a smile. Like when you give some not happiness smile, but when you give a smile, but you draw back the teeth. Like when you grind your teeth, then this action is called Anansi grinned and showed all his sharp teeth, sharp and pointed. He was trying hard to charming. He doesn't have any type of happiness, but Anansi was trying to make happiness or charming because he really wanted to eat all the pies. Anansi called to Mrs. Shrew, please can you help me to count my plants, and can you share your wisdom with me? And also he grinned his teeth, and all his sharp teeth are showed by the Mrs. Shrew, and he was trying to become happy, but he really wanted, why he was wanted to become the happy, because he wanted to really eat all the pies. Mrs. Shrew was not a fool. Was not a fool mean was not a dumb, was not an illiterate. He was a wise. She was wise. Mrs. Shrew was not a fool mean Mrs. Shrew was not a dumb or illiterate. Mrs. Shrew was not an illiterate. She could see, she could imagine. Anansi's eyes glisten. Glisten mean twinkle, sparkle, and its opposite dark. Anansi's eyes glisten as he looked at the pies. He know that Anansi is too much greedy, and his eyes also showed all his behavior about my food. So Mrs. Shrew was we know that Mrs. Shrew was not a fool. He was too much wise and intelligent. So he imagined that Anansi's eyes glisten, so he don't think any type of good about the Mrs. Shrew or her food. Well, Anansi, you are kind. I am tired. I am tired. I feel fatigued. She put down her load, her weight. How I can help? Mrs. Shrew shows the unknown behavior and said that, how can I help? Please tell me, how can I help? I can't count. I'm unable to count. I don't know how to count this plant. Can you count my yam mounds? This is said by Anansi. Can you count my yam mounds for me? Mounds mean mountains. Anansi said to Mrs. Shrew, can you count my yam mounds? Mrs. Shrew smiled. Smiled mean laughed or facial expression. She walked to the nearest. Nearest mean which is too much near to her. Mountain mean mount and stood on it. She moved to the nearest mountain and stood on it. She pointed. Pointed mean referred, or she gives reference, or she shows the direction. She pointed to the mount that was furthest. Nearest mean near, furthest mean far away from her. 1, 2, 3, 4. She has total 5 mounts, but when she think that Anansi's behavior is not good about herself, she said that 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one she said on which I am sitting. She said clearly. Anansi frowned. Frown mean look angry, displayer, and its opposite is smile. Anansi frowned. Do it again. Don't count these plants like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one on which I am sitting. Don't call these type of words. Do it again. Say all the numbers, he said. Anansi wanted that he would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when she says the word 5, she will disappear and I eat all his food. But Mrs. Shrew was not a fool. She know that she was Anansi shows her bad behavior, so that is why she don't do it. And she said that 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one on which I am sitting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one that I am sitting on. Mrs. Shrew spoke slowly and clearly. A flash of anger. Anger means full of frown and displayer moment. A flash of anger passed over the Anansi's face. Come on, say that properly. He was finding it difficult to keep a smile on his face. When Mrs. Shrew was not say the word 5, Anansi frowned and showed his all displayer moments and said that do it again, and he was trying to smile but all failed. Again Mrs. Shrew smiled sweetly and counted slowly 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one here. Again Mrs. Shrew shows all type of behavior 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one here. She pointed to the mount beneath her feet. Beta, she has total 5 mounts, but on one mount she was sitting, but she has other 4 totals 1, 2, 3, 4. So she said 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one on which I am sitting. Ugh! Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! Shouted Anansi. In angry expression, Anansi shouted loudly, please say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! Instantly, immediately, in a big burst of sparks, he disappeared. We know that 5 is the magic word, and when anyone says the word 5, he will disappear. So when Anansi said the word 5 in the anger or in the angry expressions, he will disappear. Mrs. Shrew picked up all her load, her weight, and set off to the market. She would sell these pies and buy mouth-watering delicacies for her family. But in this chapter, we have discussed that if you tricked other person, then you also tricked by yourself. If your behavior is not good with others, then you also get some loss. Like Anansi was trying to trick animals, but he is tricked by himself. So do good and have good.